Well, thank you, Carol. Thank you to the Center for Common Ground. I'm out with my family right now for dinner, but I was not going to miss this. And you got me away from dinner on Sunday night with my family, and you got Colin Allred away from the TV watching football. Uh, for all of this is, and to really put a exclamation point on what Colin was talking about, it's so critical that we pass Prop 50 in California because the rig districting effort in Texas right now is an effort not to stand on the values of the big brutal bill or the massive deportations or the more and more conflicts that have been added to the map as grocery prices soar and jobs numbers fall. No, they're not going to this midterm election uh, wanting to make the case for what they've done or what they've achieved. They're just trying to make it harder for Democrats to win. And what Gavin Newsom and California Democrats are doing is saying, we're not going to fight these battles anymore with one hand tied behind our back. And too often, it's the upper hand that we have tied behind our back. So we're all in to match Texas for whatever they are able to take. I think it's going to be about 5 seats in California. That's on the ballot on November 4 in California this upcoming November. And so every effort right now in California, every dollar, every bit of energy is going toward getting that pass because winning the midterms is everything. It's where we have the power of the purse, we have the support, we have the oversight power. It gives us the best shot at having free and fair elections in 2028. I'm all in because I have an 8-year-old, a 6-year-old, and a 3-year-old. And as a former prosecutor, I am just sick and tired of parents of my generation having to raise a mass shooter generation of children who are terrified and go to school and go through these drills and live in fear because they don't believe the adults are able to protect them. That's an issue that has motivated me since I went to Congress. That's why I ran for president back in 2020. And I just want to tell you recently, as I've been going around the country doing town halls in Republican districts, a substitute teacher came to one of my town halls and she told me that recently in a classroom of hers, a 10-year-old boy asked her on a Monday morning when she was starting the week to replace his teacher. The boy said, "Do you know where to put us?" And she looked at him kind of curiously and she said, I don't know what you're talking about. He said, "Do you know where to put us? If there's a shooter in the classroom, our teacher knows where to put us. Did she tell you where we're supposed to go?" That's what our children are asking adults right now is, can you protect us? And so this midterm election, as we see school shootings, and there was one last week, continue to be on the rise, we can pass background checks. We can pass an assault weapons ban. We can make sure our kids, the most vulnerable in our communities, are protected from the most dangerous weapons landing in the hands of the most dangerous people. We just have to flex when we have power. And that's a larger issue I want to just briefly tell you about. I believe Democrats are not in power right now because we were perceived as being weak when we had power. No mom in America thought her kids were safer in their classroom when we had the White House, the Senate, and the House, because although we passed an assault weapons ban and background checks in the House, it was blocked in the Senate. And it was blocked by Democrats who stood on the filibuster to prevent those two and so many other pieces of legislation from passing. We have to flex because the American people are behind us. And if we fight for popular policies the way that Republicans fight for unpopular policies, we will be trusted to lead again. So that's what you all are doing on this call. That's what I'm all in to do. Carol, you and I have been arm in arm for many of these past few elections. We've seen victories, we've seen defeat, but we know the stakes and the one that's coming up. And I just want to tell you one piece of advice is you talk to activists and those who are demoralized. To activists, tell them we need you to go one rung higher from what you've done in the past. If we all go one rung higher, if you never have knocked on a door before, knock on a door. If you've never made a contribution before, make a contribution. If you've never gone to a local council meeting or never gone and spoken at a council meeting, go and speak at a council meeting. Exercise that democracy muscle of yours, because we're going to need it all the way till next November. And to those who are still demoralized and feel defeated about what happened the last election, I tell them, look, I know why you're upset. I know why you're concerned. I know why you may not want to fight right now, but I'm going to fight for you. And I'm going to keep marching toward the ballot box. And when you're ready, I'm going to put my arm out and we're going to link up and you're going to join me because I know the stakes, you know the stakes, and we're not giving up until we win. So thank you all again for letting me be a part of this. We've got work to do,